All right, so just to start at the beginning, from childhood, I was given very specialized training by my father, who was very much into education. And basically, one of the key things was that he loved me very much, and he had faith in me that I could do whatever I wanted. And this was very important. This is something very important for us teachers to know, that we have to have faith in our students. We have to believe that they can do anything. And if we believe in them, they will perform wonderfully. Another thing that he taught me, my father, is that don't go with the group. If everybody believes something, it is not binding on you. And you should follow your own ideas and search for the truth. And he also thought that this formal education, the degrees that we go, this is just chasing after paper. It is not meaningful. And so we should just get, because real education is from life experience. All of these things turned out to be true, that the things that I learned in college and those courses, they were not very useful in life. What was really important was the life experience in terms of educating me. So because my father thought that the formal education, the degrees we get are just paper and no real education takes place. So he wanted us to get quickly through the education so that we could start living. And so that's why he prepared us to get through the education quickly. And so I got my admission to MIT when I was only 16. I finished the MIT bachelor's in 3 years when I was 19. And then I finished the PhD program in another 3 years. So I was 22 when I left Stanford with a PhD in economics and statistics. Much later, I realized that the education I had received was meaningless. At that time, I did not think so. But much later, I realized the wisdom of my father, that all this education that I received was really meaningless. And why? Because real education is about how I should live. This is the key question. I have this brief life. How should I spend it? So this question does not have any answer. You can study as much physics and chemistry and biology, but it will not teach you how to become a good person, how to do tazkiyah of your soul, how to be kind, compassionate, how to have courage, how to love other people. So these questions are not part of science, not part of education, and these are the most important questions. So because my education did not train me about the meaning of life, and also in my youth, our father was also a very modern person in his when I was young. Later on, he became much more religious, but that was much later, and I didn't receive the training at that time. So I was searching for meaning, and ultimately my father joined Tabligh, and he invited me to join that. And so this movement of Tabligh and Dawah was very important in shaping my ideas. And I learned that the learning of the head is very different from the learning of the heart, and that real important education takes place in the heart. So once I went through this program of Tabligh, I spent 4 months. Then it led me to some very great confusion, because from history we studied that Islamic teachings took mankind from Bedouin, from Jahiliyyah to the most advanced civilization on this planet, and the Quran says that it provides complete and perfect guidance and that this gift that we have received, the knowledge from Allah, is better than anything that anybody else can gather. But, so this is what the Quran teaches, but I had also been trained at MIT and Stanford, and what they taught me at MIT and Stanford is that the only valuable knowledge today is that has been created by the West. Every course that I took, mathematics, chemistry, physics, biology, history, all the books were written by Western authors. And there was no mention of the Quran. So everything, all important knowledge is creation of the West over the past 3 centuries. It has no relation to the Quran on the one hand. And on the other hand, the Quran is telling me that this is the most important knowledge that has ever been given to mankind. And it is complete and perfect. And it is sufficient for our guidance until Yawm al-Qiyamah. So these two are messages which are in direct conflict with each other. I could not understand how to make sense of this. So the basic thing which I understood after a long time, after prayers to Allah to guide me from this difficulty, I realized that there are 2 types of knowledge. One is the knowledge of the head, and the other is the knowledge of the heart. And the Western methodology teaches us that don't pay any attention to the heart, only pay attention to the head. You see, for example, this is the Descartes, who's called the father of Western philosophy. He says, I think, therefore I am. So when you're thinking about your existence, then you focus on your thoughts, not on your heart. You could also say, I feel, therefore I am. And in fact, that is the more natural thing. If somebody thinks about his own existence, then the first thing he will become aware of is his feelings. His heart is beating, my skin is feeling sensation. So my experience is the most direct and immediate proof of my existence, not that I'm thinking thoughts.